I'm sure you've heard many of those success stories where people stopped following the crowd, started following their passion, and that one decision changed their lives forever for the better. I have the same story, except that mine isn't a success story yet. To be honest, I also don't have a failure story to give you. Rather, I would like to tell you the in progress stage between success and failure, and that is how I would like to label my journey. In this video, I want to share some of my vulnerable struggles of choosing to go against the herd mentality in the Indian society and choosing to follow my true passion, which is storytelling. So growing up, I was the good girl who took science and math subjects in school, always got good grades. I also studied for IIT JEE entrance exam for like 4 years while in school. I was prepping for it like crazy. Then I didn't clear it. I joined a private university to pursue electronics engineering. So yeah, the same sob story of every other Indian, nothing new. And it wasn't until my final year of college of engineering that I realized that, hey, this is probably not what I want to do for the rest of my life. I was inspired a lot by this small section of people talking about how you need to find your true calling in life, like identifying your passion and then turning that into your profession so that you don't have to work a day in your life because work feels like play and all of that jazz. I have to say that I was heavily inspired by movies like Three Idiots and Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, where they talked about how life can be very fulfilling if you pick a profession that you are absolutely in love with. So once I realized that, hey, engineering and my science subjects are not really what I want to be doing forever, I then decided one day that that's it, I'm done. And I was in my final year of engineering. This was the time where people were prepping for campus placements, sitting for interviews, trying to get a job, just so they could, have a job in hand right as they graduated out of college. And there I was sitting that, oh my God, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. I need to do something. And that is where I took the first big risk in my life. I made a decision and I walked out of campus placements. Almost everyone except my parents who supported my decision, and I'm very thankful to my parents for that. I feel like everyone else apart from my parents, at least once they told me, don't do this. Srishti, wrong decision, don't do this. You want to follow your passion, you want to do storytelling, do it on the side. Take up a job, do it as a hobby. And I'm not saying that those people were wrong. I'm sure that there is a way to pursue your passion that way as well. But at that stage in my life, I had had enough and I just took that decision of walking out of campus placements. Everyone telling me, even my teachers, I had like 2 of my professors in college talk to me, tell me directly that I think you're making the wrong choice. You're not supposed to be doing this. Think about this. You're going to be an engineer, you're going to have a high paying job. You're not going to get the same thing if you don't sit for interviews. At least sit for an interview, take up a job. But no, I was very firm on my choice. I had just made up that decision, and against everything that people told me, every advice that I got at that stage in my life, I went against all of it and I walked out of placements. And then cut to 1 year later, I became a successful freelancer as a developmental editor within the fiction category who is earning even more than my engineer friends. And wait, before you say that, oh Srishti, that's a success story, what are you yapping about? Yes, it's a success story. I get it. It is an incredible feat. How I did that, like how I achieved that in that 1 year, maybe that's a story for another video some other day. But the point I'm making in this video is very different. The point I'm making here is how becoming that successful freelancer by taking that risk, I created evidence for myself that, oh, I can do this. I can follow my intuition, I can take a risk, and I can make it work. I created that evidence, which is a good thing. But aside from that evidence, I think I also created a social image in front of all my friends, my family, my relatives, everyone, who's in that circle, all the people surrounding me in society. I created that social image that, oh, Srishti, she's a risk taker. She went against all advice that she got and then she did something incredible with it. Oh, wow, she's the successful one. She's the one who goes outside the box. So that's the image that I created for me. And while it was fun to see people talk about you in such a good light, it's also slightly pressurizing, I think it creates this sense of responsibility on your shoulders because you feel like, oh, this is what everyone's talking about me. Now I need to keep up with that. But I'll be honest, back then, I did not think about the pressure. I did not think about any negative thing. I only thought about how I was enjoying my life. I had the most fun working as a freelancer in the field of storytelling, the one thing that I loved, like amazing 2 years followed that success. And I thought, yep, I've made it. Until I think about 2 years later, I eventually realized that, oh yeah, I'm loving the freelancing career, but I feel like there are some limitations because I don't have a professional qualification to edit books. Although you don't need that, you don't need a professional qualification, but I always felt like I want to learn more in this field. I want an education, a proper education in this field. And that is where I took my second risk. So right when I was at the peak of my freelancing career, I decided to pause my business, stop taking any more clients, and go to US to do a Masters of Fine Arts in Creative Writing. Mind you, I did not need to do this. I just wanted to do this. I wanted more knowledge, more skill sets, more ways that I could help writers. I wanted to learn everything that I could in this field of storytelling, which was my passion and had now even become my profession. And the reason why I consider this to be my second big risk is because from India, people generally don't go to the US or anywhere abroad to do a degree in things like this. People go there for STEM courses. They go to learn science, maths, management, engineering, MBA, finance, all of those degrees that could potentially land you in a high-paying job and not something like literature or writing. And again, this was me going against the herd mentality because there were literally people telling my dad, don't send her to do this. This is a crappy degree. She'll get nothing out of it. She won't get a high-paying job. My father told them that it's okay if she doesn't get a high-paying job. This is her dream. And I'm going to help her do this. And also because I trust in her abilities that she'll be able to make money somehow. She'll be able to turn her passion into profession the way she's done it so far. I'm very grateful to my dad for having, said that in my support and my defense. And today I feel like because of that second risk, I gained so much more knowledge and a solid skill set in my dream career. Now, here is where things get interesting. Because I took my first risk, I became successful with that risk. Then I took the second risk, and again, I was, successful in my social image that I had created. I was successful. She went to US to do something out of the box. Oh, wow, Srishti. That social image, I had that. And now it was time for my third risk. My third risk was not taking up a job in the US and returning to India to do my own business, to start up something of my own in this field of storytelling. There were people telling me that, why don't you take up a job in the US for a few years? You will get more experience, or you could settle over there. You have better opportunities in the field of arts and everything that you want to do. And while those things are true, and no judgment towards people who choose to settle in the US, I didn't want to do that personally. I really wanted to come back to India, build a life over here, because this is what I wanted to do personally. And things may change in the future, I always reserve the right to change my mind, as you should too. So in the beginning, when I returned from the US and I started my own business, I was happy, I was excited, I was looking forward to my business, which actually had a wonderful start, better than I thought. I had some of my previous clients reach out to me, I reached out to some of them, things started picking up. I was having a lot of fun, and the first 6 to 8 months, or even the first 10 months of my business, I was having so much fun. But in the last few months, I realized that I've been feeling kinda meh. And I've been feeling as though I'm not good enough, as my business is not good enough. If I've had those feelings, and you might wonder why, like what changed. I would say nothing big changed, like not something huge changed, but somewhere I started comparing my income to my engineer friend's income. And as my business was a startup, I was doing something new, not just the freelancing that I was doing before. I went beyond freelancing in my business. And this time, because things were not an overnight success for me to prove to everyone that, hey, this is what I'm doing, now I'm successful, I didn't have that overnight sort of success that you want to show to people, right? And because I'm not earning as much as my engineer friends are today, that makes me feel like, oh, I'm probably not good enough. Oh, did I make the wrong choice? Did I took a wrong risk somewhere along the line? And on further reflection, I've realized all of this, like me feeling bad, me feeling not enough, me feeling my business isn't good enough, all of these things, I've been feeling that way because I have set the bar for myself too high. I have really high expectations from myself because of the speed of success I've had in the past, because of the way I have created that social image, because I had that evidence. And yes, while that evidence is really good, the social image probably isn't. I'm not trying to say that, oh, you shouldn't be successful. You probably should be. We love being successful. But I feel the more success that I get without seeing a failure, I am going to feel more pressure to maintain that graph of success so that I can keep up that social image that I've created of myself in front of everyone. Even as I'm speaking this, I can feel that fear bubbling up in me saying that, oh my God, what if my business doesn't turn out to be that success story that I so desperately wanted to be, that I needed to be in order to prove my social image the way it is. Okay, let's talk about the learning lessons that I have been becoming aware of and what I would love for you to take away from this video. The problem with becoming someone unique or someone who does things outside the box is that you have a lot of ego on the line. You can call it self-esteem, ego, social image, self-respect, anything you want to call it, you have it on the line. And no matter how much you say that, oh, I don't care what people are saying about me, I don't care what people think about me, you do care. It does matter. And it matters because you're human. And we are social animals, we are conditioned to think, what will people say? What will people think about us? And yes, while we are taking risks, while we are going against the herd mentality, we end up telling ourselves that, oh, we don't care because we are creating that protection around us. Somewhere we do care. And here's the thing about people, right? When you start being this person who is taking risks in your life and who is going against the crowd, against the social norm, you will have two types of people in your life. One section of people will tell you that, you know what, you're going to fail at this because this is not a tried and tested path. This is not what we advise. You're going to fail at this. Those people might even laugh at you. They might judge you. They might make you feel bad about you. Those are the people who are just waiting for you to fail so that they can say, I told you so. They're just waiting for that to happen. And the second type of people, the second section of people are the ones who truly love you. They are your loved ones. They could be your family, your friends, your really, really close people who genuinely love you. Those are the people who are slightly worried for you because, you're doing something different. They're slightly worried, but they are also going to be very supportive because they are the people who want to be proud of you. And those are the people that you don't want to disappoint. And the moment you take a risk, the moment you are, doing the things, those two sections of people are in your mind because the first section, you want to prove them wrong. You want to tell them that, what, I did what I wanted to do and I succeeded. See, I'm right. You have that ego on the line for those first section of people. And for the second section of people, you don't want to disappoint them. You want them to continue being proud of you, without actually realizing that maybe those people love you and are proud of you irrespective of your success and your failure. Like my parents. I don't think my parents have ever told me that, hey, Srishti, if you don't get XYZ income, if you don't get so and so job, we're not proud of you. No, never. My parents have always loved me, they've always been proud of me. And I feel like that realization happened too late in my life, because somewhere, it's probably natural being a 20 something, trying to figure out what I want to do in life. I feel it's natural to think that your parents, your really close friends are going to not be proud of you if you face a failure. But the real truth is that the people who really love you are going to be proud of you no matter what. And the best thing is, that first section of people who are waiting for you to fail, those people don't even matter in your life. And while somewhere deep down, I also knew that those people don't matter. Still, I let my ego be on the line and put all of that pressure on myself. And I told myself, oh my God, if I fail, I will be termed a failure. If this business isn't the overnight success story that I can prove to everyone, then I'm not worthy enough. And that's the second thing I want to talk about. And that is the discussion around self-worth. When you take a big risk in life, you take a leap of faith, you always have that doubt and that fear in your mind, right? And you are just trying to tell yourself that you are worthy. You're trying to prove to yourself, like I was trying to prove myself. For example, I was trying to tell myself that, hey Srishti, you are only worthy if you're going to earn the same amount of money or more than that amount of money which your engineer friends are earning. But what I didn't realize back then, and even now, I've had this realization very recently, what I didn't realize is, if I wanted my measurement parameter to be my engineer friend's salary, then I should have just been an engineer. I did something different because I wanted a different measurement of my success and my failure. So before in this video, when I said that I was earning more than my engineer friends, and I told you don't call it a success story, this is why. But now with this realization, I feel like I'm at the stage where I need to look within myself and focus more on my self-worth and detach it from the amount of income that I'm earning. And isn't it very natural? I mean, I have a startup. How can you expect a startup to earn something that somebody who's been doing for like 5 years will be earning? Of course, there's going to be a difference because we're on different paths. My measurement itself was wrong. And once I made that realization, I have felt super relieved. I felt so free and relaxed. Another thing I wanted to point out in this video is the downside of being successful. The downside of being successful at things for a long time is that you grow afraid of failure. You feel that the more successful you are, the more pressure you start putting on yourself to continue that graph of success. And that fear of failure somewhere creates a big mammoth mental block in your mind, which stops you from taking action in business or in life. So now, how am I dealing with all of these feelings now that I'm aware of the feelings and the lessons, things I've learned? Number one, I filmed this video. Me saying all of this out loud, putting it into words, articulating my thoughts to you, anyone who's watching this, I feel like this is my process of removing that pressure and destroying that ego that tells me that I need to prove myself. Because who do I need to prove myself to? The people who didn't care about me or the people who cared about me? Because either of them, I don't think there is any need for me to prove myself to them. I'm creating this video because I want to tell my future self that, Srishti, it is okay. It is okay to fail. It doesn't undermine the past successes that you've had in your journey. And the people who are waiting for you to fail, they don't matter. And the people who do matter, your family and your true friends, they don't even care if you fail or you succeed. They love you anyway. With this video, I want to send out a message to you and to myself that it's okay if the new thing that you're trying, the new risk that you're taking, isn't an overnight success story, or it isn't the specific success story that you expected it to be. And most importantly, it is okay for you to redefine what success looks like for you. Success doesn't have to be emotional or financial or social or of a specific kind. Success could look like anything you want, and it could be as slow as you like. I know it's easy for me to say all of that, easy for you to hear, but it's very difficult to be living through these realizations, this awareness, living through an in progress stage in your life where you don't have success or failure, you're somewhere in between. It's very difficult. But by saying all of these things out loud, by this video, I'm just training myself to use that evidence that I created for myself in a positive way. I can always look back at my past experiences and my achievements that I've had and tell myself that, hey, Srishti, you followed your intuition and it worked out in the end. So even now, you can continue to follow your intuition, trust your gut, and keep doing the thing because the thing is more important than the end result. But just remember that in the process, some things take more time, some things take less time. And even when they don't turn out to be the way you expected them to be, even if it's a failure, you're actually successful at learning something new. And that is how I'm trying to reframe all my failures, if at all I have any. All in all, I just want to embrace this mindset of, hey, Srishti, you are doing this because this is what you feel like doing right now, and this is what is making you happy. And that is completely okay. That's all I have to say. That's it. I hope that by watching this video, you learned something today. If you did, please comment and tell me what is one thing that you are going to be taking away from this video. This is me, Srishti Rathore, signing off. And I will see you in my next video very soon. Until then, if you enjoyed this video, you can actually watch this video right here. And I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.